flying how Kat Matlala courted Nedbank for a luxury terminal at OR Tambo in a deal that would have been worth about 70 million rand. This is a story that's just dropped on News 24 this morning. You remember, of course, it was initially their investigations that revealed some of the questionable dealings that Kat Matlala was involved with, including, of course, the implications of his involvement at Tembisa Hospital. Jeff Wicks is an investigative journalist par excellence at News 24 and joins us now. Jeff, always a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you, Bongani.
Kat Matlala is a figure that pretty well knows what it's like to live the good life. Who better than he to offer this luxury private terminal at OR Tambo?
Yes, it's somewhat poetic, and I think the takeaway for me is that, you know, this is a man who clearly had untrammeled ambitions about wealth. Our investigation started looking at his state procurement, both at Tembisa Hospital and at the SAPS, both mired by allegations of fraud and corruption. And now that he's behind bars at, you know, the most secure prison in the country, we learn that there were plans afoot to, you know, have a stake at OR Tambo International Airport, and a very valuable one, 70 million rand a year that he was asking for from Nedbank.
So he went to the Green Bank and offered them what he called the Green Lounge, which would have been an exclusive, tranquil haven of luxury. Just tell us a little bit more about what he was offering.
Well, yes, there's many adjectives obtained, but in broad strokes, he was going to build this lounge at the cargo terminal, which seems like a bit of an odd location, but albeit he would have had access to both land and air sides of the airport. And how it was pitched as this haven of tranquility with the best fine dining, bars, smoking rooms, and sleep pods, and it would be for Nedbank's uber wealthy, both their black card holders and their VVIP clients.
So that seems harmless enough, but of course,
you know, the trappings of wealth that he was pushing upon Nedbank really is at the surface. You know, the implications of this is that Kat Matlala's agents would have been responsible for security screening at that airport, and according to the pitch document, they would have had a way to fast-track a client through customs. That tells you that it was more than a lounge, but it was actually a terminal. And now we have someone who, by implication, is placed in very close proximity to drug cartels and the like, having control of security processes at a national key point.
So that would have allowed him essentially to have control over, at least in terms of access, who came in and even out of the country, both goods and services.
Yeah, I think you've touched on the important one there, Bongani. It's the goods.
OR Tambo International Airport is more than just South Africa's busiest travel hub. It is a national key point, central to the country's security, border control, and international movement. Any compromise within its systems carries serious implications, not only for South Africa, but for the region as a whole. In recent months, investigative reporting has revealed that South Africa may have narrowly avoided a major national security concern. At the center of these revelations is a proposed luxury private terminal at OR Tambo International Airport, allegedly linked to controversial businessman Vuzimuzi, Kat Matlala. According to an investigation by News 24, the plan involved the development of an ultra-exclusive facility known as the Green Lounge. While it was marketed as a high-end experience for wealthy clients, the details outlined in the proposal raised alarm among investigators and journalists who reviewed the documents. Matlala is a businessman whose name has frequently surfaced in connection with high-value state contracts and serious criminal allegations. His business dealings reportedly drew attention during investigations into procurement processes at Tembisa Hospital and within the South African Police Service, both of which have faced allegations of fraud and corruption. It was during these investigations that Matlala's alleged involvement in the OR Tambo terminal project came to light. At the time, he was already in custody and is currently being held at a super maximum security prison in Kokstad, KwaZulu-Natal, while facing multiple charges. These include attempted murder, conspiracy to commit murder, fraud, and attempting to defeat the ends of justice. All of these matters remain before the courts, and he is presumed innocent until proven guilty. Despite being behind bars, documents obtained by News 24 suggest that plans connected to the airport project had reached an advanced stage. Meetings were allegedly held, and detailed concept documents were drafted outlining how the luxury terminal would operate. The Green Lounge was reportedly pitched as a haven of privacy and exclusivity. The proposal described fine dining, private bars, smoking rooms and sleep pods, all aimed at attracting ultra-high net worth individuals. The concept was allegedly presented to Nedbank, with Matlala reportedly seeking around 70 million rand per year as part of the arrangement. On the surface, the proposal resembled other premium airport lounges found around the world. However, investigative journalist Jeff Wicks explains that the implications went far beyond luxury. According to the pitch document, clients using the facility would have access to a so-called fast-track process through customs and immigration. This raised immediate red flags, as such processes are typically handled by state authorities under strict regulation. Wicks notes that this detail suggested the facility was not merely a lounge, but effectively a private terminal. The concern was that agents linked to the project would have been responsible for security screening at a national key point. This would have given private individuals potential influence over who entered or exited the country. Such access, if misused, could undermine border control systems and create opportunities for serious criminal activity. These concerns are heightened by allegations that Matlala has suspected links to organized crime networks, including drug cartels, although these claims remain part of ongoing investigations. What troubled investigators most was how close the proposal allegedly came to becoming a reality. The plans were not speculative ideas scribbled on paper, but detailed documents outlining operations, access, and financial expectations. According to Wicks, the project reflected what he describes as unrestrained ambition, driven by wealth and influence. The case has sparked broader questions about oversight at critical infrastructure sites, and the safeguards in place to prevent private interests from encroaching on national security functions. It has also raised concerns about how individuals facing serious criminal allegations could allegedly pursue projects with such far-reaching implications. Ultimately, the proposed terminal was never built, and South Africa may have avoided a potentially dangerous precedent. However, the story has left many asking how many similar proposals never come to public attention, and how closely they are scrutinized before advancing. This investigation serves as a reminder that national security threats do not always come from external forces. Sometimes they emerge quietly, through boardrooms, contracts, and unchecked ambition. As legal proceedings continue and investigations unfold, the alleged OR Tambo private terminal plan stands as a cautionary tale about power, access, and the importance of vigilant oversight at the country's most critical gateways.